And it's just, you got to live your passion. You just have to. Joe and I were talking about this, you got to live your passion. Because that's really what it's all about. I mean, your passion is, if you think about what your why is in your DNA, it's in the fabric of everything that you are in your life, and that why carries through everything in your life, right? So your why is wrapped in your passion, wrapped in your purpose, and that's what you need to do. You need to give that away to people. It's all about legacy. Right? We're all going to make money. We're all going to be successful, to a degree of how much we follow our why and follow our passion. And I think that's one of the biggest things that people need to remind themselves of is you have to follow your passion. Your passion is it's part of who you are. I meet people every day who are struggling with, well, what do I do with my life? What do I want to do? Where do I want to be? And everything that they always wanted to accomplish is already there. It's already inside you. You just need to, turn those knobs and pull those levers and just live and become that person that there's a saying that Seneca has this great saying, and I'm going to mess it up, but it says something to the effect of that life is worth living. Continue to live it better every day. Something of that effect means every day you wake up, you have to find out what your mission is in life and just do it. And don't worry about what people say, people think, people feel, because the person on the other end on the other side of the mirror, that's the person you have to deal with. That's your competition. The competition is you, right? There's always going to be someone else who does something better, more, faster, cheaper, but no one's going to do it like you. And people buy from you, not your brand or your company. They buy from you, the person. Just be better. Just be a better version of yourself. If you're a better version today than you were yesterday, you're already 99% ahead of the game of everyone else, because everyone's still living in what happened yesterday, what could have happened, why things are so bad for me, and because you're telling yourself a different story, right? Like Tony talks about it. You gotta live the story that you want to become. So when you die and you meet God at the pearly gates, there's another person standing next to God at the pearly gates, and that's the person that you should have been, you should have become. And when you meet that person, you want it to be your twin. You want to be like, oh, I should have done this. I should have taken that chance. I should have taken that risk. I should have hired that person. I should have fired that person. You don't want to say I should have, could have, would have. I think one of the challenges that business owners don't really understand sales. They think sales is this big black hole. And what happens is that a lot of VPs of sales or heads of sales, they give all these great stories and excuses to their CEO saying, hey, listen, we're going to do this next quarter, and this next quarter, and they go away and do their thing, and they come back and nothing gets accomplished, and they wind up giving more stories to their CEO, and nothing ever gets done. I think what sales leaders don't really have their heads wrapped around is the idea of coaching and mentoring. Statistics say that you should be spending 50% of your time as a leader of an organization. You're spending it as a coach, helping them understand things that they're going through and help them to solve their problems by asking pointed questions, and also motivating them. And you can't motivate people until you understand what motivates them. And the other part about it is accountability. Accountability is a big thing. And as a business owner, you have to always make sure that your team is held accountable to each other, and you're accountable to your team. And the last one is recruiting. So if you're not always looking for new, fresh perspectives to help you build your business, you're going to wind up being left behind and stale and not keeping up with the trends and not growing your company geometrically. So what I've done is over the past 12 years put together a process of taking motivation and recruiting and accountability and coaching and put it into a process that are actionable and you can execute it on day one. So when I understand what an organization is going through, I really try to understand what the problem is. That you can't solve a problem until you diagnose what the problem is. So we'll go through a process of discovery and understanding what the biggest problems are we want to solve. I have customers come to me and say, listen, Anthony, I think I got a sales problem. Great. Well, I don't know what that means, so why don't we find out what the particular sales problem is? Is it a coaching issue? Is it an accountability issue? Is it a recruiting issue? Is it a motivation issue? Is it a product issue? So we go through a pretty specific, detailed process of asking questions. We pull those questions out, and then we map out what the problems are, and then we put them in a priority and present it to the customer, and we give the customer the opportunity to potentially hire us to solve those problems. And then the last part about it is we have an ongoing coaching business. Everyone needs a coach. If you think about it, the most successful athletes on the planet, from Kobe Bryant to LeBron James to even Tiger Woods, they all have coaches. And if you want to be the best that you are, whether you're in the DJ business, you're in the solar business, you're in the plumbing business, if you're in the coaching business, or you're in the real estate business, you have to have a coach help keep you on point, help you fine-tune your skills, but also push you outside your comfort zone, because everything happens outside the comfort zone. I think the biggest challenge is they don't really understand what the problem they're trying to solve is. I find that the average business that opens up today is going to be out of business in 18 months. I mean, statistics tell you 90% of businesses fail in the first 18 months, and most of them fail in the first 5 years because they don't make money. And the reason why they don't make money is they don't know what problem they're solving. I mean, whether you're a coach, whether you're in the solar business, whether you're a DJ, a plumber, a real estate person, if you don't understand the problem you're solving, you're not gonna be able to make money. So business owners really have to kind of wrap their heads around what is it they do. You have to ask yourself these questions. What business are you in? What business are you really in? And are you innovating? And are you looking at technology and how to grow your business? And if you don't look at those things on a regular basis, and I'm talking literally on a quarter by quarter basis, you're just going to be left behind. I mean, with the advent of technology, I mean, think about it. I mean, you have 2 billion people on Facebook. You have billions of people on Instagram. If you're not actively working along with the 500 million people that are on LinkedIn and reaching out and asking questions about what are some of the challenges your customers face, then you're going to be out of business. I work with a customer right now who's in the solar energy business. And they say to me, Anthony, I can't seem to, I need to get more leads. I need to get more qualified leads. And other than me saying, hey, listen, let's train your sales team on how to pick up the phone call and make calls to customers and start building your own leads, your problem is solved. And I think a lot of business owners haven't been able to kind of wrap their heads around it. They're so busy trying to sell, and they're not busy asking questions and really solving customers' big issues. Hey, my name is Anthony Conklin. I'm the CEO and founder of the AJC Group. Most companies have a hard time wrapping their heads around sales. Most sales leaders are not good coaches. They really don't know how to motivate. They're inconsistently trying to keep their team accountable, and they're not spending enough time recruiting for great talent. And sales organizations, specifically sales reps and sales leaders, just don't have the confidence to pick up the phone, make the phone call, and actually schedule the meeting. Over the past 12 years, I've been able to put a process together. It's an actual blueprint that helps sales leaders become better coaches, better motivators, also to become better accountability partners, recruit the right staff, but also give the sales team the confidence, the true strength and confidence they need to pick up the phone and reach out to their ideal customer. So you, as leader of the organization, know that your company is like a well-running machine. That's my pitch.